Welcome again. Today we're going to cover session number 4. Today we're going to cover a very important, extremely important topic, and this is about the use of the verbs and auxiliary verbs. Actually, we had a little introduction in the previous 2 sessions, but today we're going to go directly and just deeper, right? So, this is something that you need to know. It's very basic. The irregular verbs and regular verbs. And teachers generally tell you what to do. Like they say, memorize the verbs: the present, the past, and the participle. The present, the past, and the participle. And sometimes students are like, take, took, taken, known, you, known, break, broke, broken, love, loved, loved, open, opened, and opened. But they don't really know what is the function of each word, right? They don't know how to use them correctly. Teachers, they say memorize it, and the students try to memorize it, but they don't really know the use. So today I'm going to explain the general use. Generally, well, just for this session, the present and the past only. For session number 5, tomorrow we're going to cover the past participle and 4 more tenses. Today we're going to cover do, did, will, and will, and will. Is do and does. Okay. This is for the present, this is for the past, this is for the future, and then we have will, that is for conditions or imaginary situations, right? So, well, right now, let's just focus our attention on the verbs, okay? This is very fast, very simple, and very easy, and also useful, muy útil. The question is like, what is the function of the verbs in the present? It's a very obvious question. ¿Cuál es el uso de los verbos en presente simple? This is very obvious. We use the verbs in the present to express ideas in the present, right? Like, my mom opens the window every day. Mi mamá siempre abre la ventana. That is the simple present, right? I love my classmates. Amo a mis compañeros. I always break my new cell phones. Siempre descompongo, quiebro, rompo mis celulares. I know all my teachers. Conozco a todos mis maestros. Take es el verbo tomar o llevar. I can say, I take my girlfriend to her house every day, right? Llevo a mi novia a su casa todos los días. So this is the use of the verbs in the present. We use the verbs in the present to speak or talk about present actions, right? You can say, you know the answer, you take your girlfriend to the park, you break the cell phones, you love me, you open the door, okay? So we use those verbs to express ideas in the present. Very simple. Now, let's go with the past, the simple past. And this is very obvious again. What is the function of the verbs in the past? And we use them to express ideas in the past. Simple idea. Los usamos para hablar o expresar ideas en el pasado. Fácil como decir, yo abrí la puerta. I opened the door. Yo la amaba. I loved her. Ella rompió el plato. She broke the plate. Ella conocía la respuesta. She knew the answer. Nosotros llevamos a mi abuela al parque. We took our grandmother to the park. And that's it. We use the verbs in the simple past to express ideas in the past. It's very obvious, okay? So simple. This is the question. Esta es la parte importante. Si tú conoces los verbos en presente, en pasado, participio y la función de los auxiliares, podrás dominar 8 tiempos, que es la parte importante de este tema y de esta primera semana. This first week is that I want you to identify, I want you to concentrate and understand present, the past, the future, and the conditional or imaginary. Okay? De entrada, hoy vamos a ver 4 tiempos. Presente, pasado, futuro, imaginario, con presente y pasado en los verbos, nada más. Este pasado participio lo vamos a enfocar hasta la próxima sesión, con otros 4 tiempos más. Okay, now, let's go. The second question is, well, not the second. The next question is, what is an auxiliary verb? They are auxiliary verbs, okay? Auxiliary verbs. And the question is very simple to answer. An auxiliary verb is an auxiliary, a word that helps the verb. una palabra, un auxiliar que ayuda, tal cual, por eso es su nombre. De hecho, otro término es helping verb. Helping, de ayudar. Es el que auxilia o ayuda al verbo. ¿Para qué? And this is the question. An auxiliary verb will help the verbs to identify questions, to form negative sentences, and the most important thing or part. I'm a very bad drawer. Sorry. This is supposed to be a watch. Se supone que es un reloj. Okay, an alarm, something like that. So with a lot of imagination, right? So this is the time. Time, okay? So the function of auxiliary verbs is to make questions, 1, 2, to form negative sentences, and 3, which is actually the most important, we use the auxiliary verbs to identify the time, the tense, el tiempo, ¿ok? Para identificar si me hablan en presente, en pasado, futuro o imaginario. Tal cual, en afirmaciones voy a utilizar, dije, los verbos en presente para hablar en presente y los verbos en pasado para hablar en pasado, así de simple, ¿ok? Un ejercicio más. Veamos con el verbo amar. Yo la amo, I love her. Yo la amé, I loved her. Vamos a utilizarla con plurales, ¿no? Ustedes la aman. Sería you love her. Y ustedes la amaban, you loved her. And that's it. We use the verbs in the present to express ideas in the present. We use the verbs in the past to express ideas in the past. Okay? So let's just pause it right now and then we go back. Okay guys, so I was telling you about the function and use of auxiliary verbs, and I was telling you that we have 3 functions: making questions, making negatives, and the most important is that I can get the tense, el tiempo, if it is present, if it is the past, if it is in future, or if it is imaginary. Okay, so today we're going to cover this. Imagine today we're going to work with this example, with the verb to work, okay? All questions, well, not all questions, most of the questions, the majority of the questions, of the times in questions, we have a specific structure that is auxiliary, subject, and the verb, okay? And your question mark, that's it. So, if I want to make a question in the present, if I want to make a question in the past, or the future, or imaginary, I will use this structure for questions, okay? Supongamos que mi verbo, de la cual quiero hacer la pregunta, es el verbo trabajar, y supongamos que el sujeto a quien le quiero preguntar es a un tú, okay? Es decir, si yo quiero preguntar si trabaja, si trabajó, si trabajará o si trabajaría. Recuerden, present, past, future, and imaginary. Trabajas, trabajaste, trabajarás, o por último, el imaginario, trabajarías. Simple. This is my subject, that is you. This is my verb, that is work. Bueno, simple. If I want to ask questions in the present, like trabajas, voy a utilizar do you work? If my question is in the past, I will use did. So my question is, did you work? ¿Trabajaste? If my question makes reference to the future, will you work? ¿Trabajarás? And finally, the imaginary. Okay? Would you work? ¿Trabajarías? Esa es la función del auxiliar. That is the function of the auxiliary. When I listen do, I immediately know that it's present. If I use did in the question, I immediately know that it's in the past. If I use will, the tense, the time is in the future. And if I use would, the imaginary situation is present, right? Utilizo esto para situaciones imaginarias, hipotéticas, esto para situaciones en el futuro, acciones en el pasado o en el presente. Cualquier verbo funciona, cualquier sujeto. Yo puedo poner we, ¿ok? Y el verbo go, ¿ok? Su signo de interrogación. Si yo digo, vamos a la fiesta, do we go to the party? Fuimos a la fiesta, did we go to the party? Maybe the party was very heavy, you don't remember. You say, hey, did we go to the party? Or the future, will we go to the party tomorrow, mom? Or if it is imaginary, if your question is hypothetical or imaginary, you will say, mom, will we go to the party if they invited us? ¿Iríamos a la fiesta si nos invitaran? That is the function, okay? So present, past, future, and imaginary or conditional. So this is the function, or one of the functions for the auxiliary verbs, to make questions and to identify the tense. Okay? Now let's go, what is the thing to make the negative, to cover this part. Okay? Let's go just very fast. Let's use again you as the subject, work is the verb. Okay? Ahora vamos a hacer negaciones en los mismos cuatro tiempos. The present, the past, the future, and the imaginary, right? And this is very simple. You need to remember and think about your Spanish. La diferencia entre tú haces tarea y tú no haces tarea es una afirmación y una negación. La diferencia es la palabra no. Okay? In English it's the same. We are going to use the word not. Okay? Not. This is the word not. Okay? So what we are going to do is to mix do not, did not, will not, and finally would not. This is for the present, this is for the past, this is for the future, and this is for the imaginary. The most common thing is that people in English use contractions. You know these contractions. Seguramente conocen las contracciones. Do not se convierte en un don't. Did not se convierte en un didn't. Will not no se convierte en willn't, se convierte en won't. Y would not se convierte en su contracción de wouldn't. Wouldn't. Okay? Now I have the present, the past, the future, and the imaginary. Con estos cuatro voy a poder negar en presente, pasado, futuro e imaginario. Solo requiero mi sujeto, okay? This is my subject, the auxiliaries, plus the verb. El verbo, ¿en qué forma va? En su forma base. Es decir, si el verbo es to work, to play, to study, to jump, solo voy a utilizar la forma base, que en este caso, to work, la forma base es work. Okay, and that's it. Negar. I don't work. Vamos a sustituir, dijimos que el sujeto iba a ser you. Okay? Puede ser cualquiera. You, he, she, we, they, my mom, my father, my friends, my parents. Okay, en este caso dijimos que vamos a utilizar you y el verbo work. Neguemos con el pronombre you cuatro tiempos con el mismo verbo. Okay? Y funciona de la misma manera. Do para presente, did pasado, will futuro, would imaginario. En negativo, do not, que es don't, did not, que es didn't, will not, que es won't, y would not, que es wouldn't. Entonces, en el momento en que yo digo you don't work, estoy entrando y diciendo tú no trabajas. You didn't work, estoy diciendo tú no trabajaste. You won't work, en negativo en futuro, tú no trabajarás. Y por último, el imaginario. You wouldn't work, tú no trabajarías. Es una situación imaginaria o hipotética. Tú no trabajarías. ¿Okay? Recordemos, ¿qué están haciendo estos auxiliares? Me están ayudando, por eso se llaman auxiliares, te auxilian, te ayudan a identificar el tiempo y ya sea a negar, que en este caso, o a preguntar como en el caso pasado. Esas son las funciones básicas de un auxiliar. Tiene algunas más, pero esas son las básicas. ¿Ok? Entonces, ¿qué quiere decir? Que si yo conozco estos cuatro más los verbos, puedo negar, preguntar e identificar mis tiempos durante esas negaciones y preguntas en cuatro tiempos básicos. Okay? The next session we are going to cover the past participle verbs, los tiempos del verbo en pasado participio, su función y uso, y otros 4 tiempos más, ¿ok? En esta manera vamos a cubrir 8 estructuras, 8 tiempos en la primera unidad, en la primera sesión, lo cual no es imposible si lo entiendes de esta manera, cómo funciona, ¿ok? I'm gonna ask, this is very important guys, that you practice. And everything is around the tense. Todo gira alrededor de los tiempos, como lo había explicado en la sesión 3, perdón. Hablaba sobre la importancia de identificar los tiempos, okay? Most of the time we always use the present, the past, the future, and sometimes conditional, okay? So, but they are the most common tenses that we have. So I want you to participate, complete your activities, okay? And all your evidences that you have, just upload them in Dropbox, okay? I'm gonna send a little exercise about auxiliaries, okay? And so far, with the present, with the past, the future, and the imaginary. That's it for all. If you have any question, please write down in the blog, Blogger. I'm gonna write the topic like auxiliary verbs. If you have any questions or comments, just please let me know and just type it, right? If you have any question or just some comments, tell me what do you think about understanding English in this way, okay? Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye bye.